This is Emory County, and to me, this is home. Around 600 people in this county are employed by these two steam power plants, Hunter Power Plant and Huntington Power Plant. But how do they work, and why do we need them?
So coal is taken up to the plant in a conveyor belt, and it is crushed into a powder-like consistency and put into the boiler. In the boiler, it is ignited and turns into pretty much like a big fireball. So during this process with the coal, water is preheated and demineralized and put into pipes above the boiler. There, it is turned into high-pressured steam, and this is what turns the turbines like a pinwheel. Well, the generators turn this motion into energy, and the transformers step up the voltage so it can be transmitted to faraway places. And in the end, most of the steam is actually mostly condensed, stored, and recycled so they can start the process all over again. So these plants can actually produce up to 1,200 megawatts of power around the clock. That's enough to produce power for all of Salt Lake Valley's homes, shops, and factories on an average day. Emory County relies on these power plants, and its fuel requirements provide hundreds of more jobs at the nearby coal mines.
Because these power plants use coal, it isn't a renewable energy resource. But the thing that many people don't realize is that as of right now, renewable resources and non-renewable resources have to go hand in hand. We just don't have enough renewable energy resources to meet the demand sometimes. That's where power plants like these come into play nowadays. I had the opportunity to interview Brady Worwood, a project manager and troubleshooter in the engineering department at the Hunter Power Plant, about how the power plant has changed over time and how non-renewables and renewables work together.
Renewables don't have any way to really control their output. You kind of get what you get. You either have wind or you don't, or you have sun or you don't. And so, in order to meet the demand, that's where our role has really changed. So sometimes there's enough renewables, like in the middle of the day, there's sometimes enough renewables to meet that demand and then even exceed it. But at other times, if it's a cloudy day or if the sun's gone down, then they don't have that power to meet the demand, and that's where we come in. We've been able to fluctuate the amount of load that we put into the system because we're able to control how fast we spin that turbine and how much power we put out. So when there's more renewables available during the middle of the day, we're able to back our production way off and let them take up the slack. And then at the end of the day, when the demand goes up and people start getting home from work and you turn the TV on and air conditioning, then and the renewables no longer can keep up, that's when we ramp our production up. So it used to be, in the old days, we used to just run pretty much wide open all the time, but now we basically follow the demand based on what the renewables are doing and kind of let them have the first in the market. So it's been an adjustment that we've had to make here, but it shows that we still have a place in the industry.
Maybe eventually in the future, everything will be powered through a renewable resource, but as of right now, we just can't do that. But the relationship between renewables and non-renewables doesn't just apply to electricity. Another example is fuel, specifically fuel we put into cars. Most of us can say we use this every day, mostly for transportation purposes, but petroleum isn't a renewable resource. However, over in Carbon County, there is a company that is in the process of building a facility to produce renewable petroleum-like products. Their name is Microtech. I had the opportunity to also interview Mike McCandless, co-owner of Microtech, and talk about the company and what they will do.
Our company will import different bio feedstocks. Those will be primarily used cooking oil from places like restaurants and distillers corn oil, which is a byproduct of making ethanol. Those two products will be railed into our facility here in Carbon County, Utah. From that, it'll actually go through a process called the CH process that actually transitions that product from a biological fuel into a traditional petroleum-like fuel. So what we will produce will be three main products. One of those is called naphtha, which is used in gasoline. One of those is just diesel, and then we'll have a jet fuel type of product.
Okay, so what employment opportunities are going to happen here?
Wellington Microtech's going to build a biofuels facility that'll have a total of about 30 jobs. Those will be split between rail loading facility, people who are loading and unloading rail cars, And the balance likes being what would essentially be a biofuels refinery. So these will be refinery types of jobs, similar to what you'd see in a refinery anywhere on the coast or in Salt Lake. But it's refining biofuels made from renewable products instead of petroleum.
What's happening to the energy industry is a revolution. We are right in the middle of transitioning from baseload generation to distributed generation. And right now, baseload generation is helping that distributed generation with the demand until maybe one day when everything will be powered by a renewable resource. But until then, I'm grateful for both non-renewable resources and renewable resources and the impact they have on everybody's lives.